Alrighty, this is Ventura County Bucs manager Bobby Livingston. So, Coach, you guys lost today. I think it was like 12-2, but you guys went 7-0-2 over your last 9 games just to get into the playoffs. We spoke via text the other night. Looking back on this season, how was the experience first year in this league?
Well, first of all, it was 12-3 because we scratched.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, we scratched one of the last.
Okay.
Just might as well just keep it.
And you know what? That does matter.
We wanted to get under the 9.5 spread. Well, I mean, you think about it. You start off with a roster. You got a lot of names that you know nothing about. You got like a college attached to it. You don't know about play time. You do your research, and you just kind of find out. You got a lot of guys that are looking for something. That's the first thing I ask is like, you're all here looking for something, because if you found it, you wouldn't be here right now. And I think what they're looking for is, why am I still in the way of myself? And that was our 0-10 streak. We went on, 4-0 to open, and favorable matchups and also playing good baseball. But then the real team kind of like came out of the, I guess you call it like a fear of, oh my gosh, coach is gonna yell at me. Once we figured out that it's not about like results. The result doesn't matter. It's about the process. And they realized that, yes, it's going to be really rough because this is a game of failure. You fail 70% of the time, they give you hundreds of millions of dollars. Once you understand that, and that no one's out to get you and you're not going to get yelled at, you start to ease into, I'm just going to go play baseball. And regardless what level, whether it's pony ball and bronco all the way up to major leagues, they start with the words play ball. So you got to play. And if you show up and you play, and then you go and you add it all up in the end, if you feel that it was a positive experience, then that's all that really matters. The 7-0-2 run, once again, favorable matchups, ball bounces the right way a few times, just like it was in the 0-10 run. But at the end of the day is that a bunch of guys who knew nothing about themselves all started actually enjoying wins and losses. They were enjoying the, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just gave up that double in the gap and the guy hosts him at third base. All those little things started to bring the actual enjoyment. And we had a couple of guys that weren't on the team at the very, very end, and they said something that like really struck me hard. They said, thank you very much, because I haven't enjoyed baseball like that probably since I was, I don't know, like 12. And to think that that individual, those individuals had gone 6 years of playing the sport, not enjoying it, I mean, that's not what this game's about. And down this 7-0-2 run, we would just turn and look at each other like, I can't believe we got another one. And then another one. And you start to creep closer and closer, then you actually start to become aware of it. And that's when you find out what your real team is. Because when you're aware that you are in the hunt, that's when you feel pressure. When you're at the bottom chasing everybody, it's these low expectations. So we won a game. But then all of a sudden, it's like, if we win, we are in. That's when I expected them to tighten up, and they didn't. Same team, laughing, having a good time. And, some of them are on their last leg. We got some hamstrings. Got a bunch of guys who went down with arms. I mean, today, I'm asking a couple of guys that, I know you've only went 45. Could we get 55 out of you today? And when you go and you make sacrifices like that, and then can turn and look to somebody else, and they give you the nod of like, thank you very much. I mean, that's what this game's all about. Sometimes we have to go to dark places and shine our brightest. Okay. So, hats off to them, because I really didn't do much as far as like bringing them around the corner other than, support. Okay.
So last question. You're talking in the camera to your players and their parents. What would you want them to know about this season with you?
I don't do this for a living in the springtime. I don't coach a team. A lot of coaches out here, they run other programs associated with programs. The thing is that sometimes in certain lines of work, we need to take a step back to really appreciate what we have. And to come out here with a bunch of individuals searching for something, and to just give them the words, and not of wisdom, just the words of support, and to hear them. And that's the problem with coaches, is coaches like to talk, but they don't like to hear. Not listen, but to hear what's going on with them. And I think, thank you, first of all. And second of all, it's the therapy that I need in the summertime. It's really what I need to understand that this was a game that shaped who I was. I don't have the things in my life, as far as family, first and foremost, because of this game. It's because I took a phone call to go out to the state of Missouri, and then just started playing baseball, that I met my wife. And then it brings me back to here. And then when I leave every single day, just this morning, my kids are sitting around the table doing what we call activities. I call it, a little bit of extra academic support from my wife. They say, have a good game, Daddy. And, it's little things like that.
The things that matter.
And you don't think about them when you're playing the game. And you don't think that the game's going to bring them to you that way. But you never know what you take away from it. And if you can control your attitude and effort, which are the only two things that you're in control of all the time, no one can impact those. They can't impact what type of attitude you bring and the effort that you give. And yeah, we're not going to feel good every single day, but we can feel the best we can of that day. And as long as you're willing to go out there and face the challenges and just say, hey, this in life, sometimes a guy throws 95 and you haven't seen it before. Doesn't mean you don't just step in the batter's box and give it a hack.
So good group of guys, though.
Oh, you kidding me? They have my number, and I told them it doesn't matter what time of the day. If you need someone to talk to yell at, to bail you out of something, give me a call.
Okay.
Because I definitely owe them one for what they went through over this summer.
Okay.